Good morning, parents and my dear students. I am Bhavna Prakash, an English teacher, class 9th. Today is 15th of April, Wednesday, and we are going to do question and answers of the chapter The Fun They Had, written by Isaac Asimov. Good morning, parents and my dear students. I am Bhavna Prakash, an English teacher for class 9th. Today is 10th of April 2020, Friday, and we are going to do question answers for the chapter The Fun They Had. The topic that we covered yesterday, students, was The Fun They Had, written by Isaac Asimov, which is a futuristic story set in 2157 AD. The story writer envisions what the school and education system will look like in 23rd century. The story opens with Margie writing in a diary about an old book that her brother Tommy had found. This book was completely different from the e-book Tommy and Margie were using, as this book had wrinkled pages, and letters stood still, unlike the moving letters in the e-book. Margie remembers her grandfather once talked about his grandfather, who went to an actual school where the children went for education and where they were taught by human teachers. However, Margie and Tommy live in the future world of 22nd century where education was completely computerized. They don't have schools, they have special study room where a computer teaches them. This computer teacher is programmed and adjusted according to the needs of each child. Margie hates the teacher, and especially the slot where homework and test assignments are submitted. Once Tommy teacher's history section blanked out completely, and the county inspector took entire 1 month to repair it. This time, Margie had some problems with her teacher as it was giving test after test in geography, and Margie was performing worse and worse. When it got checked by the county inspector, it was found that the teacher's geography section or sector got geared up too quick for Margie's level. The inspector took only an hour in fixing the problem, whereas Margie was hoping that he would take longer. Both Margie and Tommy wondered at the book found by Tommy in his attic. They wondered at the book as they read books on the screen of computer teacher. Margie feels the computer teacher is boring. She does not like the mechanical teaching and learning. She also wondered how much fun it would be studying in a school with other children from a human teacher. So this was the summary of the chapter that we have done. Let's come to the question answers. On daily basis, I was giving you questions, hoping it was done by you. Let's discuss them. If you have done any mistake somewhere or the other, please, it is there in the screen for you to understand and correct yourself. The first question was, how old are Margie and Tommy? The answer is, Margie and Tommy live in the future year 2157. Margie is a girl of 11 years of age while Tommy is a boy of 13. Second question is, what did Margie write in her diary? Margie wrote in her diary, today Tommy found a real book. Question number third, had Margie ever seen a real book before? Answer is no, Margie had never seen a real book before. Question number 4 says, what thing about the book did she find strange? Answer to question number 4 is, on turning the pages of the book, she found it very hard to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen. When they turned back to the previous page, it had the same words on it when they read it the first time. Question number 5 asks you, what do you think a telebook is? Answer is, a telebook is a book that could be read on screen. Words move on the screen for the students to read. All the lessons appeared on the big screen and were followed by questions from the book. Question number 6, where was Margie's school? Did she have any classmates? Answer is, Margie's school was in her home itself. In fact, it was next to her bedroom. It was a mechanical teacher with screen. Lessons and questions appeared on the screen. She had to put her homework in a particular slot and write the answers in punch code. She did not have any classmate. That is the negative part, that she didn't have any classmate. Question number 7. What subject did Margie and Tommy learn? So as per the content which is there in the book, we get to know that Margie and Tommy learned geography, history and arithmetic. What kind of teacher did Margie and Tommy have? Margie and Tommy have mechanical teachers. They had large black screen on which all the lessons were showed and questions were asked. These mechanical teachers had a slot for students to put their homework and test papers. They had to write their answers in punch code and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks immediately. Now, why did Margie mother send for the county inspector? Margie had been given many tests in geography by the mechanical teacher. She had been performing worse and worse in them. It is for this reason that her mother called for the county inspector. Question number 10 asks you, what did he do? The answer is the county inspector gave Margie an apple and started working on the mechanical teacher. Margie had hoped that the inspector would not know how to put the mechanical teacher together again, but he managed to assemble it. He slowed down the geography sector of the mechanical teacher because it has become too quick. Question number 11 says, why was Margie doing badly in geography? What did the county inspector do to help her? Margie was doing badly in geography because the geography sector of the mechanical teacher was adjusted at a higher level, or you can write down geared to a higher level. The county inspector rightly told her that she could not be blamed for her poor performance. The county inspector fixed the setting for the geography sector. Question 12 asks you, what had happened to Tommy's teachers? Once Tommy teacher had to be taken away for nearly a month because its history sector had blanked out completely. Question number 13, did Margie have regular days and hours for school? If so, why? Answer is, yes, Margie had regular days and hours for school. The mechanical teacher always turned on at the same time every day except Saturdays and Sundays. Margie had regular days and hours for school because her mother said that little girl learn better when they learn at regular hours. Coming to question number 14. How does Tommy describe the old kind of school? Answer to it is, Tommy says that the old kind of school existed centuries ago. They had a teacher who was a man. This teacher taught in a special building where all the kids assembled and learned the same thing according to their respective ages. Question number 15. How does he describe the old kind of teachers? Answer is, he says that the teacher in old times was a man who taught the student inside a special building. He gave them homework and asked them questions. When Margie said that a man was not smart enough to be a teacher, he contradicted her by saying that his father knew as much as his mechanical teacher. Question number 16. What are the main features of the mechanical teacher and the schoolroom that Margie and Tommy have in the story? Answer to which is, the mechanical teacher is a computer screen with good audio video system. It taught students in mechanical voice and tone. It was always prompt in giving feedback after a child submitted his paper. It can store reams of information. Unlike a page in the real book, the mechanical teacher page is its screen. The screen can display unlimited number of words. The teacher is always present in their house and they can study as per their timing. The teacher sometimes goes wrong as well. There can be some virtual playing havoc with its programming. And we have seen that, isn't it? This may lead to inaccessibility of certain subjects. Sometimes this can lead the teacher to throw difficult tests which may not be fit for a child. Otherwise, the teacher is always programmed to suit each individual student's learning need and capabilities. Question number 17 is, why did Margie hate school Why did she think the old kind of school must have been fun? Answer to which is Margie hated school because it was not fun. She hated the large black screen and the way she had to insert the homework and test paper in the slot on the mechanical teacher. She disliked the fact that she had to write her answer in a punch code. Besides, her hatred for school was amplified by her failure to fare well in the geography test which was given by her mechanical teacher. Margie imagined the old school, kind of school, with kids for the entire neighborhood coming together, laughing and shouting in the schoolyard. She imagined that they would sit together in the classroom and go home together at the end of the day. They would learn the same thing and could help one another with the homework. Also, the teacher were people, making the learning process more interactive. All these aspects made her believe that the old school kind of school must have been fun. 18th question. Do you agree with Margie that school today are more fun than the school in the story? Give reasons for your answers. Answer is yes, I agree that school today are more fun than the school in the story. Studying and answering questions seems to be a boring idea without the presence of classmates. Writing homework in punch codes, and that too without anybody's help, would be draining. Children develop a better understanding about each other and their surrounding when they go to a school and interact with others. Human teachers are people. They are more understanding and accommodating than mechanical ones that are programmed to teach in a specific way. The excitement in waiting for marks scored in exams is greater when one is sitting in a classroom with fellow students. It does not have the same effect when marks are calculated immediately after a test has been taken. Therefore, schools today are more fun than the school in the story as they are more interactive and prompt a healthier way of learning. So this completes your question answers which were there in the book. Let's move to the reference to context. There are only two reference to context. The first one is, the reference line is, I would not throw it away. Question is, who says this word? Obviously, Tommy said these words. What does it refers to? It referred to the television screen and telebook of the mechanical teacher. What is it being compared with the speaker? What it is being compared with by the speaker? It is being compared with real books. Second reference to context, the reference line says, sure they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man. Question is, who does they refer to? They refer to the people of 21st century and the past generation. Question number B says, what does regular means here? Here regular means punctual and normal, which is used for the mechanical teacher. What it is contrasted with? Mechanical teacher is compared or contrasted with human teacher. So kids, now I will be telling you how you will write it in your notebook. These are the 10 word meanings that you will be making in a table form and writing it down in the first page, mentioning the same format that you used to write down for every new chapter, mentioning today's date, day, chapter's name, number, and homework. The first heading will be word meaning. The 10 words will be as follows. The second heading will be sentence making or make sentences, wherein you will use these 5 words for making sentences. Kindly pause the video and do it at your own speed level. After which you will be doing these 13 questions. We have already discussed these questions just now, and even if you want to write them on your own, you can write them down, provided you make sure that the spellings and the grammatical errors are to the least. Further, you have to do these 2 reference to context. In total, there will be 15 question and answers, including reference to context, that you have to do. Make sure with your black pen you will be writing questions, and with your blue pen you will be writing answers. After every question and answer that you have done, you are supposed to draw a double line. Alright. And make sure in reference to context, you will write down the heading reference to context. With a black pen, you will write down the reference line. And After completing all three parts of the question, then you are supposed to draw a line. Clear? After completing the whole section of one reference, then you are supposed to draw a line. So that makes 215 questions that you are supposed to do in your notebook. And if you want to search for more content for your additional knowledge and to write better answers, you can refer to these two sites. You can pause and you can check them out. All right. सो पेरेंट्स, मैं आपसे अनुरोध करना चाहूंगी कि अपने बच्चों को मोटिवेट करें कि वो घर पे बैठ के पढ़ाई करें और जो हमने अभी तक इस चैप्टर में काम करा है उसे दोबारा पढ़ें और लिखने की कोशिश करें। जितना काम होमवर्क के लिए दिया गया है उसको पूरा करें। घर पे रहिए, स्वस्थ रहिए, सुरक्षित रहिए। धन्यवाद।